yourself for the most turbulent, power-packed motorsport in the world. Never before in any program did you witness such devastating propulsion, massive convulsive force as on Salmon the Power. As Chevrolet presents the Wheel and Off-Road Jamboree Summer Nationals, brought to you by the promotion company. As this week's caravan of trucks and tractors assaults your senses on Challenge of Power.
The major automotive Detroit manufacturers will tell you that this year more trucks will be sold than automobiles. And if the thousands of fans that have made their way here to Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania are any indication, then they are right on target as Chevrolet presents the General Tire 4-Wheel and Off-Road Jamboree Summer Nationals. This place has it all, including mud bogging, monster truck competition, and the legendary Show and Shine with over 1,200 entries from 16 states in Canada. This is a potpourri for automotive enthusiasts, especially if you have a 4-wheel drive truck. From Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, this is the General Tire 4-Wheel Off-Road Jamboree Summer Nationals, and we'll be right back with the start of the Class C mud bogging competition right after this timeout. We start off with 39 trucks in Class C. These trucks will be limited to tires that are 34 to 38.5 inches. Department of Transportation, and they can be unaltered tires. Up first will be Jeff Hasbrouck with the Blue Bitch truck. He's a 23-year-old driver out of Middletown, Connecticut. He's a truck driver by trade, so he's just changing trucks a little bit for a Saturday afternoon drive. The 1982 GMC Sierra with the Groundhog 2 tires, 36-inch. This is a 454 Chevrolet under the hood with a 4-speed transmission, and he's making a good run down through the mud, looking very strong, 3/4 of the way down the track before he gets the red flag. That's a great way to start things off here at Bloomsburg as things get a little hot under the hood. And the distance for Jeff Hasbrouck, 140 feet and 2 inches. Our first Jeep here at Bloomsburg in Class C is Tina's Revenge. Brendan Kennedy, this young 22-year-old driver out of Westfield, New Jersey, has come here with his 77 Jeep CJ7. He's got an AMC 360 V8 under the hood, 7.5-inch suspension lift, and a 3-speed transmission with a track locker rear end. There he goes into the mud right now. He's on it, heading to the left-hand side. Now he's coming back to the right. Hey, he's losing power. He's got to have more power than that. He's starting to run out of power and won a very disappointing run as he gets the red flag way short of that 80-foot mark. Driver number 4 here in Class C is the 28-year-old Jerry Enterline from Milton, Pennsylvania. So he's one of the local competitors that has come here to Bloomsburg for this big 4-wheel drive and off-road jamboree. He's an auto technician. He brings his 75 Dodge, and he's got some problems out there. You can hear it shaking and moving. You can hear a lot of metal crunching underneath, but he's got a strong run going so far. The Dodge fans are coming to their feet. He's got to beat 140 feet and 2 inches. It's going to be close. We have a new leader this afternoon at Bloomsburg, and it's going to be Jerry Enterline taking a good lead at 142 and 1. An excellent run for truck number 4 here in Class C, Jerry Enterline. May look like your average farmer truck, and you would be correct, because he is a farmer by trade. Wilfred Byrus is the driver. It's called Field Mouse. He hails from Wrightstown, New Jersey, and it's a 1979 Blazer Chevrolet. So here he comes now, getting ready to go to the mud. He's got to beat 142 feet and 1 inch. A long way to go through the mud and the slop here early in the day at Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, site of the General Tire 4-Wheel and Off-Road Championship. There he comes now. Hey, he's got a good run going so far. He's having some handling problems. He gets over there on the left-hand side of the track. He's still got a long way to go. He hasn't hit the big mud yet. The big mud hole. That's where it is. Hey, this is looking strong, and it looks like we're going to have a new leader. A tremendous run for the farmer, and it's the good one. 154 feet and 11 inches for Wilford Byros, and he takes a commanding lead here in Class C. This is the truck called NZ. It's a 1985 pickup Toyota, and the driver is Jeffrey Dunn, 28-year-old driver from Clayton, Delaware. It's our first look at a Delaware competitor. He's a heavy equipment operator. Now, he's got to beat 154 feet and 1 inch if he wants to take the lead. Wilford Byros is in the lead right now. Here comes the red Toyota in the mud. Come on, stream that into these little four-cylinders. Can really go as he comes down the left-hand side of the track. He did not get a lot of speed up as he came up, but now he's doing much, much better. Here he comes down the left-hand side. He's got a long way to go. He's trying to climb the wall a little bit, trying to get more traction. Still moving. He's doing much, much better. Approaching 90 feet. He has passed that now. A long way to go. But now he picks up speed. Look at this. The fans will. The Toyota's doing much better. Oh, boy, here he comes. Toyota is moving down the track. He's down for the big mud hole. He's got to get through that deep mud hole. 5-foot deep hole, but he's doing it. He's approaching 160, 170, 180, 190. Yes, yes, he may do it. This is looking so good. What a run. The fans have come to their feet here at Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. This must may be the run of the day. Wow. Spectacular. Toyota comes through. Jeffrey Dunn. What a run, ladies and gentlemen. 199 feet and 9 inches, only 3 inches short of a full run here early in the runs in Bloomsburg in Class C. A spectacular run, dependable all the way. It looked like he was going to bog down at 50 or 60 feet. He kept moving, and when it was all said and done, Toyota now has put themselves in the #1 position. The pride and joy of North Arlington, New Jersey. Here comes Darren Summerfield with the Scottsdale. This is a 1979 Chevy with a 454 cubic engine under the hood. He says approximately 500 horsepower. Darren Summerfield off the line. He gets a good start. Look at him come. Here he comes. He's not wasting any time. A good run going so far. Darren Summerfield. 19-year-old driver. He would like to upset the competition here today. And he is looking strong. We may have a new leader the way he continues to go. This big Chevrolet is looking strong. He's heading for the end of the track. And yes, sirree, Chevy is back on top. Darren Summerfield now with our first full run of the day. An excellent time of 21.99 seconds. That means if anybody else wants to beat him, they've got to beat 21.99 seconds. Our first full run, and that's going to be a great time to beat. We'll be right back with more competition from Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania right after this timeout. But I just received word from our officials that we've had 7 more entries. Evidently, some of the trucks were just driving down the street, heard about our show here in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, and decided to enter. I don't know. Maybe I'll bring my pickup to the line, too. Up next is Ronald Dubin. Now, Ronnie is a 27-year-old driver, sponsored by TJ's Pizza in New Maravista, West Virginia. Here comes the 1979 white Dodge pickup. He calls it Dirty White Boy. 37-inch tall tires, but Dodge fans would love to see him take it all the way. Remember, if he has a full run, he's got to be 21.99 seconds. Just getting down, dirty, having some fun, and he's ready to come off the line. Listen to him scream that engine. He's got power under the hood. Here he comes. Look at it go. Look at it go. Come on. What a fast start. He's down in the mud pit. He's over on the right-hand side. Yes, we may have a new record time as he hits to the end of the track. And Dodge has taken the lead here today at Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. Site of the General Tire 4-wheel. Jamboree Summer National. Up next is Dirty Habit. Rick Mom Jr. out of Reed City, Michigan. He's a mechanic by trade. This is a 1932 Chevrolet Roadster, sponsored by Spencer Tractor Trucking. This beautiful blue truck, you can see as he comes to line, he is serious at what he's doing. Dirty Habit needs to be 16.77 seconds. Here he comes, he's into the mud, and he is moving along very quickly. Starting to slow down, he's got to pick up in Class C. Up next is Scruffy. 35-year-old driver is Joe Ishman out of Danbury, Connecticut, just northeast of New York City. He's a heavy equipment operator. This has a flathead six-cylinder engine in it. It's a 1948 Dodge Power Wagon. This beautiful green, white, and blue truck. Oh, I'll tell you, anybody'd like to have that one. Here he comes now. Look at this, a six-cylinder, a 46, or rather a 48 Dodge Power Wagon. He is looking strong. This guy is very serious in what he does. He belongs to the original Outlaw Boggers Club. He's getting to the end. The fans love it. They want to make him see they want to have him see a run through here this afternoon. That's what he does. Danbury Dodge is his sponsor, and Holcomb Fuel, Joe Ishman, Scruffy, the 48 Dodge Power Wagon. Good run. Here's Peter Salmon with Absolute Savage, 27-year-old driver out of Hopalong, New Jersey. It's a 1974 Bronco. Boy, he's got horsepower under the hood. Believe it or not, he's got a 460 cubic inch six block dripping under that Ford Bronco. Oh, unbelievable. The fans aren't really sure what to root for here, Chevy or Ford. But here he comes. He's looking strong no matter what it is. He could do it. Oh, my word. Now, lately here, we've had a couple of real good runs that have gotten down within the last 10 feet of the track but haven't made it. Here's Wild Streak, driven by 26-year-old David Fox out of Fonda, New York. That's just off the New York Thruway in the eastern part of the state. He's a dairy farmer by trade. You wonder who's home milking the cows if he can go mud bogging. It's a 1986 Chevrolet pickup truck, of course, gray and red. I love it. Here he comes, sponsored by 4by Heaven. It's a 427 cubic inch Chevy Rat engine, Super Swamper 38.5 tires. Here he goes. He may do it. Chevrolet fans are coming to their feet. They love it here at the Jamboree. But he comes up short. I tell you, there's a big hole developing right down there at the 190-foot mark, and it's given a lot of the drivers problems here in the class. Well, we see now that the driver, David Fox, has gotten out of the truck, and he's sitting on the back, and everybody's looking at each other and saying, who wants to go in after the cable? Well, that's the problem out there. The cable has broken, and it is down in the goo and the slime and the mud and the muck here at Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. David Fox says, I don't want to be the one, and the officials are saying, it's your truck. If you want to get it out of here, you're going to have to move it and get the cable. And while we've got a break in the action, we're going to go to something a little bit different. Monster truck competition here at Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, side of the four-wheel and off-road Jamboree Summer Nationals. Let's go to the action right now. It'll be based on time. Whoever runs over the cars on the obstacle course the fastest will be the winner. 7 in the class, and they're all good ones. First up is Gary DeMauro, the 36-year-old driver of this unusual 1946 Chevrolet tow truck. And the time, 35.19 seconds. For Gary DeMauro with Carousars Rex. Anthony Fortier, 25-year-old, the Pony Express from Bloomfield, New Jersey. Here he goes. And the time, 34.48 seconds for Anthony. Here's a beautiful machine. Bob Fisher out of Pennsauken, New Jersey. It's a 1988 Ford. He's got a 460 cubic inch Ford engine under the hood, 5-ton rear end, rather, with planetary, and a Rockwell transfer case. Here he comes, the Liquidator. And the time, 28.54 seconds for the beautiful yellow Ford driven by Bob Fisher of New Jersey. Ken Kelling now brings it back to the line. The Hazelwood, Hazelwood, Missouri driver driving Bigfoot, one of the professional drivers of Bigfoot. There are 10 Bigfoots all together. This is a 1989 Ford. Bigfoot. Here comes Bigfoot. He's on it right now. He comes over the first set of cars. Oh! Record here this afternoon, and they know that he is number one. So the record now is 22.82 seconds, and that's the time that the rest of these monster trucks are going to be trying to chase here. Here's Walking Tall. Here is the hometown favorite from right here in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania, Tom Bites. But here we go now. The 30-year-old driver needs to beat 22 seconds. Tom Bites from right here in Bloomsburg. From right here in Bloomsburg, 28.03 seconds. Up next is Kid Rarig from Catawissa, Pennsylvania. This is a 1979 Chevy S10. Thunder Chicken. Now, they come up with some pretty unusual names. The flag here at our start-finish line. Here comes the Beast, driven by Bob Holman. This will be our final truck in the first round of competition with monster trucks. Out of Dayton, Ohio, he's a professional monster truck driver. This is the 1989 Chevrolet C3500. 27.32 is the time for the Beast. In the figure eight competition, Bigfoot was the winner at 22.82 seconds. Number 2 was the Beast. Number 3, Walking Tall. 4 was the Liquidator. 5, Thunder Chicken. 6, Pony Express. 7 was Corsair's Rex. And number 8 was Headhunter. That concludes our monster truck competition from here at the Off-Road Jamboree at Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. We'll be back for the other half of Class C mud bogging right after this timeout.
This is the summer. This is the summer.
Remember, the leader is Ron Newman at 16.77 seconds. So let's go back to the action right now. Here's the heartbeat of America, today's Chevy truck. It's a 1989. Believe it or not. I'll tell you, I get a big kick as we look at our information sheet here at Trackside, and then we look at the vehicle. Believe it or not, that is an 89 Chevy 355 professional bogger. He's a carpenter by trade, and the driver is Eric Martin out of Henrietta, New York. This is what he does for a living on the weekend. He belongs to the Mud Association of New York. Here he comes. He's on it. And it looks like he had transmission problems because that engine was really screaming and the tires weren't going around near the end of the run. Something in the driveline let go. Green is normally an unlucky color in racing, but in mud bogging, hey, you run what you brung. And this is a beautiful truck driven by Brent Herman of Manchester, Vermont. The 454 Chevy, he calls it lime green, and that's why he calls it the slime. Look at this. Recorded an excellent time. The time, 18.50 seconds for Brent Herman from Manchester, Vermont. That puts Brent Herman in fourth place with that time of 18.50 seconds. Here's the last guy in the class. It's Wayne Leonard from Browns Mills, New Jersey. He's self-employed plumber, and this is a 1977 Chevrolet Blazer, believe it or not. You got to put a question mark behind that. This beautiful yellow mud bogger is ready to come in the mud. We've had some tough breaks here late in the class because the mud now is beginning to really firm up here, and they're just not able to get through it. But here's a guy that can do it. Still the time to beat is 16.77 seconds. Here he comes. He turns the tires. He's on it. Murphy's Law is the name of the truck. comes up short. A tough break for him, but a nice-looking truck. That concludes the mud bogging competition here in Bloomsburg as Chevrolet has presented the General Tire 4-Wheel and Off-Road Jamboree Summer Nationals. And our winner is Ron Newman at 16.77 seconds. And Ron, congratulations on a great win today.
Thank you.
Now, the mud changed considerably. You ran early in the class. Do you feel that was an advantage for you earlier in the day?
Yeah, this fit it did because it seemed like right after I ran in real bad, it went from fairly good to a big hole at the end, and a lot of them weren't getting through it.
Well, I tell you, they all had a good time here in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. We hope you've had a good time as well, as Chevrolet, the heartbeat of America, has presented the General Tire 4-Wheel and Off-Road Jamboree from Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. For Power Pack Motorsports, I'm Dave Grimm. Until next time, so long, everybody.